my studio. Thanks for stopping by. I've got another product to demo for you today. This one is the Visual Sound Premium Dual Overdrive, or the VSXO Premium Dual Overdrive. It's a unique box in that it's two overdrives in one, two totally different overdrives in one box. It's got a lot of great features. I'll show it to you real quick. The features on it, first of all, they have incorporated their really great Truetone buffer circuit on both sides of this box. So you can either choose to have that buffer circuit on either side of the box or off on either side of the box via internal switches. One side of the box is definitely more kind of an open, less compressed sounding overdrive. The other side of the box is a little more gainy and a little bit more compressed, but it also gives you different clipping functions, which is really, really nice. So you can choose between, I think it's actually either no diodes or LED clipping or 2 diode clipping. And each one of those is going to sound and feel different, as well as they've got some cool functions as far as how much bass you can dial in or out on actually either side. One is a 3-way switch, and the other side is actually a potentiometer that you can turn up and down. It also has what's called their clean mix on the right side of the box, which we'll get into all this when I demo it. But the clean mix basically allows you to dial in the amount of overdrive or distortion that you want mixed in with your clean, which is another really great feature. And these guys are known for doing really good just dual boxes. It's kind of one of their fortes. Another thing that's really cool about it, as you can see, there's 4 jacks on the back, and what that allows you to do is, the way the box is set up right now, it's basically normaled. So when you route in and out of the box, it's going to go from the right side to the left side in series. But if you wanted the left side first, you could actually route to the left side first and then out of the left side into the right side and then out, which is a really great feature. Or on top of that, you could literally treat it as 2 completely separate overdrives. So if you had like a rack system and you wanted to route them to different parts of the switcher, you could do that as well. So yeah, it's a really well thought out box. I'm really impressed with it. So yeah, let's check this thing out. It's the Visual Sound Premium Dual Overdrive. So let's get started. I'm going to use my usual PRS McCarty 58 for this. And I'm using my Sur SH100 amp, which is basically a Marshall Plexi style amp. So here's the clean sound of the amp, or the amp tone. Here's the pedal, the left side of the pedal first. So I've got it set on a fairly low gain voicing right now. And I like that tone for it's stuff that comes to mind is like a 70s rock riff. You know, like a great for that stuff. Once again, that's kind of a low gain setting. Let me just turn the gain up on it now. We'll go to 12 o'clock. Maybe play the same 70s thing. that's it's a little more gain. But still really controllable. This side of the box is definitely less compressed and quite a bit more immediate and just open sounding in general. Let me go ahead and just crank the gain even hotter without really touching anything. I'll back it off on the output just a little bit, just because on most circuits as you really crank gain you are going to get some volume increase to the amp. So that's kind of the gain sweep with this box. Just real quick, let me back it down a little bit, and I'll explain how that mini bass potentiometer works. So what I'll do is I'm going to roll it all the way out of the sound. Now I'll go ahead and put it back to about midway up, or 12 o'clock. Now I'll go ahead and roll it all the way to the right. We'll dime it, just so you can hear it. I'll play a similar riff. So you can hear how it adds a really nice, just kind of low frequency if needed. Roll it out. And I'll put it more center. So for me, like if I was in a trio doing something like that, I would be more apt to have that bigger sounding. But you end up in a session with 5 other guys, and all of a sudden all that bigness that you dialed in to your awesomeness is going to get pretty much shelved out, because your mix engineer is going to be trying to figure out where to put you when he goes to mix it. So that's a really nice feature to have, and it's a very practical feature that I dig. So before I move on, let me just do a quick tone sweep. I'll just roll it all the way to the left and then all the way to the right, so you guys can get an idea of what it's doing. Here's all the way left. Center. Right. So it's a really broad sweep, and with this circuit it does, as you roll to the to the right or more treble, it's going to add a little bit of low end. That's the way the circuit's designed, but that's also another really great feature, because if you're finding you're getting the treb where you want it, but now it's a little too boomy in the low end, then you've got that mini potentiometer where you could back it off a little bit and find your perfect tone. One thing I did forget to mention is these switches are awesome. I believe they call them they're forever switches. They've been tested to, I think the number's like 10 million, some crazy amount of stomps, and they don't break. Really great switch, because it's basically a soft touch switch, but it still has that look and kind of girth of just a regular old, say like a Carling switch or something. So anyways, I forgot to mention that. Those are really impressive switches. They feel great. Okay, let's move to the right side of the box now. And the way it's set up, I guess I should have mentioned earlier too that both sides of the box are set up with overdrive, tone, and volume controls. So it's the same thing on the right side of the box: overdrive, tone, and volume controls. What you have on this side is you have a clean potentiometer that's going to allow you to basically mix in the amount of overdrive that you may want in your tone. And then you've got a clipping switch that has 3 settings, A, B, and C. The A position is basically no diode. The B position is LED clipping, and the C position is 2 diode clipping. And that's going to give you not only slightly different tones, but it's going to give you different feels as well. So we'll go through those. And then on the bass switch is basically, A is a bass cut. and then B is going to be, I'm assuming unity bass, and then C is going to be a bass boost. So let's go ahead and just start with the way it's set up right now, where we're basically no diode clipping and bass cut. And I've got the clean mix not all the way over, just a little bit to the right of center, and we'll start there. Here's the amp tone, and let me hit the box. Okay, so there's the first basic tone. Let's just do this real quick without touching anything. Let me go ahead and roll to the flat bass setting, which would be the B setting. So that's a fuller tone. I'll go back to the A just real quick so you can hear. As a matter of fact, I'll just hold out the chord and you can kind of hear right away what's going to happen. So you went from a bass cut, which can once again come in really handy if you're in a session you really need to cut through a mix, or a flat bass response. Now let's go to bass boost without touching anything else. So just to reference, bass cut, bass flat, bass boost. Let's try the clipping now too. Once again, we're not going to mess with anything. I'll go ahead and put it back to the flat bass setting, and let's just go through the clipping. So right now we're in the A setting. Let's go to the B setting, which is LED clipping. That's more gain and slightly more compressed. Let me go back. Yeah, that's more gain, a little more compression. Let's go ahead and go all the way to the C setting now. And that's even more gain with, you can hear a slight amount of hair up there, a little more top end, and definitely a little bit more gain. So that's a really nice feature because it allows you to kind of not only dial in the tone that you're wanting for a solo, but also just the feel you're after. So say you dig that tone, like we'll just leave it right there, but you actually want to dial in a little bit more of like your clean kind of stringy side. We can go ahead and start using the clean mix. So right away you can hear that that's more stringy. What I'll do is I'll just sweep it from there. We roll it all the way to the right. So that's pretty much all circuit. In other words, there's no clean mixed in. I'll put it center again. So it makes it super versatile. So what I'll do just real quick is give you guys just the tonal sweep. Start with the drive. I'll back it off first. Keeping in mind that we are in C clipping, which is going to be the higher gain setting. Here's center. And I'll go ahead and just dime it. So yeah, even with the gain dimed, it doesn't really get out of control on me. If I wanted to hear more of that, then we could certainly dial in the clean mix to be more towards the actual circuit, the overdrive circuit. So it's really cool, you know, it's like, I just want a little bit of, you know, a little more stringiness, and instead of turning the drive down, you could actually just swoop back towards your clean mix. Now the stringiness is back. So it's a really, really nice feature to have, you know, a clean mix and obviously your drive control. I'll just sweep the tone real quick. Tone to the left. Tone straight up. Tone to the right. And let me just do that real quick with the box all the way to the overdrive side. So no clean mixed in, so you can really hear what the tone circuit was doing. That's the tone all the way to the left. Tone centered. Tone right. So it's nice because the top end doesn't really get I guess strident or just harsh, which is great, even dimed. Let me see, what else can I the one thing I would like to show you is that the right side can be used as a boost only box. So check this out. I'm going to roll it all the way, the clean mix all the way to the left. And what that's going to do is it's going to roll that overdrive circuit completely out. So the only control that's going to work is going to be your volume control. So I'll just shut the box off for a second. Here's the box on. So now we're just boosting, and we could go ahead and try getting it a little closer to unity. So that's close to unity, and it does add some shimmer and sparkle. But here's what's really cool is I happen would be more apt, because I don't like as much compression, to use the left side of the box. So this is a really great feature because they are in series from the right side to the left side of the box. I can actually use that as a boost, so I can kind of get my sound on the left side of the box that I dig. And then for a boost, I can go ahead and turn on the right side of the box. Crank it even more. So that's a really great feature. But say you're one of those guys, and I've been one of those guys, where yeah, I like the amount of gain I have, and I don't want my boost box to be a volume boost into my overdrive box, because what will happen is, yeah, I'll get more volume, but I'm also going to get more gain, and you may not want that. So you can reverse the order of these of the two boxes, and you can get now your drive is only being boosted, and the only thing it's going to hit harder is the front end of your amp, but it's not going to hit the drive box harder and cause more gain when you really just wanted that sound just louder, which is excellent that you can have that option tonally to get whatever you want. So this box is really versatile. It's 2 boxes in one. The size of the box is great. If I've missed anything or you have any questions, I would go to visualsound.net and check out the pedal. But yeah, it's a lot of features, but it's laid out simply. And yeah, go check one out. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my product demos. And we'll have another one in line here pretty soon.